Hey everyone, this is Helena, and today I am so excited to be here with Alex Cormont. Welcome, Alex.
Hello, Elena. Thank you so much for having me for this live. I'm so happy to be back on this YouTube channel, on your YouTube channel.
I'm excited too. We recently posted a video on what a man's thinking when he ignores you, right? How to get him chasing you again and how to get his energy coming back towards you and what to say when he comes back. And that video is getting such a phenomenal response. I wanted to bring Alex on and do a live stream on a similar topic and of course answer all of your personal questions. So we're going to be here for about 20 or 30 minutes, I believe. For those of you who aren't familiar with Alex, he is a world-renowned relationship expert from France. He has an amazing channel here on YouTube. I believe you're over 100,000 subscribers now, so I can include a link to your channel as well when we're done recording this. And he's also just an incredible coach who helps women attract and create the man and relationship they've always wanted. So I'm really excited for this topic, Alex. Let's just jump right into it. And for everyone watching live, type your questions in to the live chat. We'll get to as many of those as we can. Can you guys let us know that you can hear us and see us okay too? I'm always a little nervous when I start these things. Hi to everyone watching already. Alex, I don't know if you can see these comments, but they'll start coming in and I can put them on the screen when we go to the live chat for questions. So let's get into it. What is the first thing you have to say on this topic? I know this is something I hear about all the time. Women say that a man seems attracted to her or he was coming on strong at the beginning, but now he's acting a little distant or maybe pulling away or withdrawing. Do you see this as well? I'm sure women come to you with this situation all the time.
Yeah, unfortunately, I have to respond yes. I'm seeing this situation a lot. And it can happen for women in the US, in France, in Asia, from all over the world. And I have to say that you are not alone. So this is something really important because most of the time we feel that we are the only one making some mistake and we are the only one that have like difficulties in our relationship or in our love life, but not. You are not the only one. And today we will just discuss together about how to react in this situation. I have to say that it's really confusing because, you know, most of the time when you meet this guy, at the beginning, is always attracted by you. So as I said, he's always texting you, calling you, asking you to go out. But the problem is at the moment, he will start acting distant. And for you ladies, it's difficult to know how to react because you don't know if you have to be distant, if you have to show your love, if you have to try to talk to him. So this is a difficult situation. I understand this very well.
So true. I don't know if you can see these comments are amazing. I'll just start popping them on the screen. Alex is an incredible man. We really like all your videos. Shauna says there's a lot of contradictory info on here on this topic. I totally agree. So hopefully we can clear this up for you. And thanks to everyone who's watching. Emma says, I needed this. Recently just reached out and now I'm leaning back. So yeah, this is a really common situation. If ever, people watching live, or even if you're watching the replay of this, you can see that you're not alone, Alex. That is so true. It's such a common thing, right? So what is the problem? Like, what do you see as the main issue? Is it that the man starts to take the woman for granted, or anything you have to say on how a woman can start to turn this around? I'd love to hear it.
So this is exactly what is happening. You know, when a guy will meet a woman, the first thing that he will tell himself is, I need to get her. So basically, we will always put you on a pedestal and we will do everything to get your attention. And we know that at the beginning, we have to fight for your attention, your love, for also to attract you. It's normal. But when we will feel that a woman is interested in us, we could just lean back and wait to see like, okay, do I really want to be in a relationship? So the first thing that you need to know when a man is acting distant, it's because he have a lot of question in his mind. Do I want to be in a relationship? Will I lose my freedom? Is it the girl that I really want? Do I feel that I will always be like able to invest myself in this relationship for a long time? So there's a lot of questions in his mind. And basically, if a guy is acting distant, it's because now just the fear replaced the attraction and the emotions and all of this dopamine coming to his brain and saying like, she's the one for you. So he has to take little control of his energy. And the problem is most of the time when he's acting distant, that's where you will panic. So
Mhm.
advice number one, please don't panic. And I know it's difficult because there's a lot of emotions, a lot of uncertainty, also a lot of questions in your mind. So basically, when you feel that this guy was attracted but now is acting distant, I would ask you to maybe more mirror him. Use the technique of mirroring, and you as well, you have to be a little bit distant. So that would be my first advice, Elena.
I
So
love that. I think that's great. I talk so much about leaning back and getting into your feminine energy, right? Taking your focus off of this man and what he's doing or not doing, or maybe the last conversation you had, or all the text messages, going back and replaying what might have gone wrong. Take all that focus off of him and put it on yourself and your own life, right? And I imagine that this has to be totally authentic. This isn't a game. It's not a superficial strategy, right? In order to permanently reverse this situation, you have to truly, authentically take your focus off of, I would imagine, any man whose energy is not coming towards you right now, right?
exactly, because as you said, it's really not a game. For most of the women that I coach, it's really about changing their habits. So
Mm-hmm.
they have the habit to respond really easily or to
Mm-hmm.
always ask for some attention. Do you love me? Are you still thinking about me? And basically, when you do that, it's not a good idea. You will put pressure on this guy. And so just by changing your habits, you will be able to regain a little bit of control of emotions and his attention. And you know what is funny? Last time when we did the videos together, one of my close friends told me, "Oh my God, Elena is so good. When she talked about feminine energy, I understood." And to be honest with you, I also understood a lot when we were talking together, because feminine energy means a guy needs to do the job. He needs to be able to put the work in order to attract you. If he's like interested, attracted, and then distant, he is not thinking, what shirt should I wear to attract her? Or how can I talk to her? So basically, in his mind, he shifts from what can I do for her to maybe it will go wrong one day. So I don't know if I want to be in a relationship. So going back into your feminine energy, not playing a game, but just changing your habits, it's something that will change your love life, not just in this specific situation, but with every man that you like. So I found it was really interesting to tell you that, Elena,
Oh,
and
I love
also
hearing
to
that.
share it to the community.
Oh my gosh, thank you so much. I love, sometimes I have no idea how whatever I say is going to land or resonate with people. But yeah, it's something that we talked about in the last video I posted on what a man is thinking when he ignores you. Something you said, or something we both talked about, was some men aren't really conscious that they're doing this. They're not like consciously like, I'm going to be distant. They're not often playing a game. Sometimes men can play mind games like that, but I think most of the time it's more of an unconscious thing, where if a man gets the sense that you're going to be waiting around for him, of course there's no problem with him taking some space for himself, going off and doing his own thing, if he knows for sure that you're going to be there waiting when he comes back, right?
This is exactly right. And
Mm-hmm.
I love the fact that you say that it's not conscious.
Mm-hmm.
Because I've studied a lot of this behavior, because every single day I will hear the same story. This story of Alex, I don't understand. He was fighting for me, now he just disappeared. Sometimes he's even ghosting you and you don't know how to react. This is part of the human nature. We are in a society today where I call it the society of consummation. So we love to buy new things, we love to have things and everything. The problem is this: a man will see you as a new thing. He needs to get you, he needs to attract you. And the problem is, he's doing it unconsciously. Once he will get you, then he will start having some questions. So his mind will shift from being attracted to, oh my God, I have the power or I have the control. What should I do now? And maybe 1 or 2% of men will be some narcissists, like real toxic people. But most of the other guy, they will shift because they don't have to fight. And also, I feel that because sometimes, ladies, you're not setting some boundaries. A
Mm.
guy is like a kid. If you don't show him that he doesn't cross the line, if you don't set some boundaries, for example, that he has to always like chase you or always talk to you, and that it cannot cancel a date a couple of minutes before, all of these little things that would give him too much power. You have to be aware of, it's really important for you to show him exactly what you want from him. So you have to put yourself on a pedestal. I know it's difficult because it's not natural, but this will help you for sure.
I agree with that 100%. You want to take that man off the pedestal that you most likely have put them on. It's really easy to do this, especially if you're not attracted to that many men, right? Then one guy comes along, then he's, oh my gosh, these feelings I have for him are so rare and special. So what do? We put him on a pedestal. And then from that point, we almost can't help it, which just kind of throws us into this masculine energy place where we want to prove ourselves to him, even in very subtle ways, try and win him over, earn his love or affection, and all of those things. You know, if we're in that pursuer energy, it automatically forces a man into that distancer role or resistor role. And like we said, most of the time it's unconscious. The man might not be able to put his finger on it, but he just isn't feeling it the way he used to, or something like that, right? So this is really, really important. We're going to get to all your questions too, you guys, so feel free to keep typing them in. Is there anything else a woman can do to make a man start valuing her the way he did at the beginning? I love that you said setting some boundaries. If you want to give any specific examples, that would be great. Or any other tips you have on that, because I think that's really important to talk about.
Sure. I just feel that first, the good news is if a guy was attracted, he can become one more time attracted by you. So that's a good news, because most of the time you're like, oh my God, will he miss me? Will he come back? Yes. When a guy is attracted by you, he will always, like 99% of the case, come back to you. Now the thing is, like, it will come back not because of you, but sometimes because you just want to feel that he is still the one for you. So this is kind of an ego trip that you have to be careful a little bit. So if this guy is acting distant, advice number one that I love to share, it's all about the first step. So as we say, human, they work by habit. So if you take the habit to send the first text message, to call him, to ask him to go out, unfortunately, you will really be seen as needy. So be careful to let him come to you. And then remember, he thinks that you will always be there. He's taking you for granted. So my advice is to always be in a real positive energy. Even if today with this society, we have the virus, everything is going wrong in the world. Even today, you have to find what is positive in your day to make sure that he will feel that you're not that needy. You're not waiting from him. And this just simple behavior will just rebuild the attraction. So you have to wait for him to come to you. If he asks you, what are you doing? You have to find something. Oh, I was cooking this new meal, new recipe, or I was doing karaoke with my children, whatever you were doing, just showing that today you're just an amazing woman, happy. I can tell that it will feel strange for him. And I just received an email from one of my coaches. She told me, Alex, it's crazy. He was ignoring me. And just because I post a picture of me running outside and, with this situation, then it sent me a text message saying, like, how are you doing? What are you doing? Are you by yourself? So it was caring if she just left with someone else. So this is ego reaction, but we love this type of reaction when you can post on social media what you're doing. So it's a little bit of a game, but it's more like showing him, okay, this is who I am. I'm not that needy. I hope it helps.
I think that's great. I have a whole video on my channel on how to attract or re-attract a man on social media. And I love that. And actually something we talked about in our last video is, do these things for you, not for the effect it's going to have on him. So that's really important. I think that's great. Fantastic. I love hearing stories like that. Is there anything else you want to say, or do you want to get to some of these questions? I know we don't have too much
go
time.
for the question, because I'm seeing some comments here that I like.
Okay, awesome. I'm going to start all the way from the top, and if I miss any, let me know. Oh, hello to everyone watching. You guys are so sweet. Oh my gosh. I want to just say hi to everyone, but I know we're a little short on time today, so I'm just going to go through. Okay, here's the first one I see. Veronica says, hi, what happens if we had a fight and we both blocked each other? What would you recommend for a woman in that situation?
So basically, when we have a fight, it's not easy to know how to react. So you will block each other because there is the anger. I would just wait a couple of days to let the anger and the emotion comes down and try to talk like nothing happened. instead of like talking since like the first text message or the first phone call on the problem, we will wait a little bit. We talk like nothing happened, just to rebuild the chemistry or at least the communication, and then talk about why this happened, not the blocking part. Why did you fight? You have to make sure that in a relationship, fight are good. Good fight are really important because that's where we can share our emotions and try to change. But good fight means there is no blocking. We should not ignore each other. We should not be mad at each other. We should not insult each other. So my first advice would be to communicate like nothing happened, to see how he feels. If he's still in an angry mode, I will recommend to wait. Wait until he's open for communication.
I totally agree. Yeah, I get questions like this all the time. And something I suggest is, if a man comes back towards you, if he's immediately hit with, let's talk about this fight, let's, work this out, or he's hit with your anger or disappointment, there's nothing to compel him to keep coming back towards you, right? But if you're, kind of almost like treat him like a brand new man at first, just to kind of, like you said, rebuild the chemistry. And then, of course, if you have to have a conversation about what happened, that's the time to do it. You don't want to immediately hit him with the full force of your wrath or your anger if it's been a little while since the two of you talked. Do you agree there, Alex?
Yes, of course. I feel that this is something really, really, really important for you. And so you will let the emotion comes down and just rebuild something healthy.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I have to be honest with you, as a relationship expert, I don't really like the fact that you block each other after a fight. So you have to figure it out. Why is it this love, maybe so tough love? Sometimes you have to calm down, control your energy, your emotions, and make sure that you will build something that will last forever.
Love it. Okay, here's a really great question from Jacqueline. She says, "Hi, my boyfriend won't text me for days at a time despite the quarantine. He's doing nothing but will rarely text. He's saying he's an introvert. Any tips for someone in this situation?"
Yes. So I was reading another comment of Jacqueline that was also the same. I feel that, men love to find some excuses. Even if he's an introvert, he can still talk to you. And when I was reading your comment, Jacqueline, you said that you send some text once every 2 or 3 days. I feel that in your specific situation, I will try to make him do the first step, because then he will never change. He will always use this excuse as introvert. So if you want to go out, I'm an introvert. If you want to get married, I'm an introvert. So he will never do anything because he has now this excuse, and he knows that you will do the work for him. So I don't know exactly your situation, but I would recommend you to just try for 1 week to not send any text message, just to receive now. So I would say to be in your feminine energy, because if you're just texting and text him and he has some excuses to say, hey, I'm an introvert, I feel that if it's not now, later you will be in trouble. So it's better to work now and say, okay, relationship is about communication. If you're in quarantine and he's not talking to you, there is something wrong. Yeah. And the best way will be to just do the mirror. Just be distant too. Let's wait for him to come back. If he comes back and asks you, how do you feel? Remember, you are always in a positive energy. I just feel that this will help a lot of women.
Yeah, I mean, it looks like everyone's in the same situation. Veronica says, same here. My boyfriend got distant in the quarantine, so I broke up. Yeah, if you can train a man, if you're always the one to reach out first, you're kind of training him, without wanting to or realizing it, that he can just lean back. Now he's in the feminine energy role because he knows that you're going to keep showing up and keep showing up. And I think a lot of times men default back to not having to be all that intimate, right? To me, just texting a few days here and there isn't really a full-on relationship, So I love everything you said there. It was perfect.
This is why I want you ladies today to just feel that when a guy was attracted, but then now he's acting distant, you should not look at the beginning of the relationship, because that's your best excuses. Always I hear, yes, but Alex, at the beginning, he was nice, he was perfect. Okay, but today he is not, okay? So it's not okay to just accept his behavior. So yeah, I just want to tell you that don't look at the beginning, look at what he's doing today. And if today is not putting the work, that doesn't mean it's finished. I'm not asking you to just live in and just try to find someone else. But I feel that the best behavior sometimes is to come back in your feminine energy, let him just figure it out, what he wants, but also what you want. That's something really important. So
Very
don't
important.
put at the beginning, because then you will say yes, but, and you will find excuses to him, which is not okay. And I am a man, so I'm giving you the permission to not like find excuses to him.
I'm so glad that you said that. Yeah, I think a lot of people they're focused on the past. It was so great at the beginning, but now they're a year in, and the past 6, 7, 8 months haven't been so good. But they're just stuck because of, or they're in the future, like the potential. They're betting on the potential of how great he could be once he gets his life together or finds a different job or something like that. So you want to be dating, focusing, relating in the present moment. I think that's really important. Let's see. What about this question from Sahar? Any tips for women who are in a relationship where a man doesn't want to commit? I'm sure you have a lot of great stuff to say on that.
Yeah, I read also comments. I think that was from Jasenia. She said, "Okay, my guy has just come out of a second divorce and doesn't want to jump right into a relationship right now." So when a guy doesn't want to commit, okay, it's because he's thinking that he can explore other road. So this is not something that is good for you and for me. So when a guy is saying, because of my past, so I got divorced, someone cheated on me, or I never received love from my parents, it doesn't have any excuses. This is where you have to be strong. When a guy don't want to commit, he doesn't want to commit now, and he will not commit later, because he will have everything from you. So you should say, you know what? Let's just stay friends. Because if he cannot kiss you, touch you, and have sex with you, he will go crazy.
Mm-hmm.
And so you can be friends. It's okay with us. But don't be in a relationship, because if you're in a relationship and he's trying to find some excuse, you're not on the same level. So since the beginning, the foundation of your house, because it's like a house, the foundation, which is really important, they are not here. So that will never work. And I've seen so many ladies just feeling sad because since the beginning they accept a relationship that was not a relationship, that was a one-sided relationship. So to make a guy commit, just tell him, let's be friends. That will challenge him really naturally. You can meet, you can continue to talk to him, and we see from there. What do you think, Elena?
I'm so glad you said all of that. Yeah, it's so important, because what reason would a man have to commit if he's getting everything? He gets to sleep with you and see you and get that emotional connection or companionship. If he has that all of that from you, there's no reason for him to make a decision or do anything that's outside of his comfort zone, because he has everything. So totally agree. I like that a lot. What about this great question from Penny? She says, "Hi, Alex. My ex is hot and cold. He sends mixed signals. We live in separate cities, but he came and visited me. Also sent a present to my home, but he texts. Wondering what it is that you'd like from him, Penny. Every 2 weeks," she said. He texts every 2 weeks.
Okay.
If you want to get back together, or do you want to get rid of him? It depends on, I guess, what you want from the situation, right? What if someone's in this position, she wants to get back together with an ex, and he's hot and cold or sending mixed signals? Any tips for a woman in that situation?
So basically, when it comes, I think it will be the same, even if there is a breakup or not a breakup. When a man is hot and cold or sending you like mixed signals, he wants to make sure that you will be the one. So I will explain to you, like, as every man in this world, and even myself, we want a lady that will be different. We want something special. So he is here with you, but in the meantime, he doesn't know if it's you or not you. And I feel that this is a lack of projection, lack of vision. So my advice would be to make sure that you will talk to him about your goals, your dreams. How do you see your life? Not just in a relationship. For example, if you talk about kids or buying a house together, that can scare him. But just about you as a person. What kind of job would you like to do? What kind of, maybe you want to travel, maybe you want to learn how to do piano. Whatever you want to do and talk about it will comfort him in the fact that you're the one, because you still have your own personality. Okay? So even if he sends you mixed signal, my advice is really, really, really don't look at his behavior, because you will not understand anything. Some men sometimes they can have a strange behavior. Okay? So my advice is just focus on you, talk about your life, your goals, your projection. And this will lead him to be sure that you're the one. He will find that your chemistry is really special. If not, you will do one mistake. This is becoming like other ladies, meaning you will follow what he wants, not what you want. And that's, you have to be careful.
I love everything you said there. Sounds like this woman's in a similar situation. I really want to bring my ex from a few years ago back into my life. Things ended between us, but I have a lot more self-love than I had when I met him. Should I reach out to him? So it sounds like they're not in contact in this situation. Would you
Yeah.
advise a woman to, and I hear this all the time, like, how do I show him that I'm different now? How do I show him that things would be different? What's a woman to do? Who would you advise reaching out once or something like that? I'm
Yes,
curious.
yes. I will advise to reach out to him, and I will try to use the context. For example, today it's the virus. So I will use the virus saying like, "Oh my God, this virus is crazy. I hope you're doing good. I was just thinking about you and your family, blah blah blah." Just to make sure that you're taking care of him, and you will add something about you. You know, for me, it's okay. I am like doing this with my job. Or I'm traveling. I have this project. Just to try to talk also about yourself. But I will say that it's good to reconnect with an ex as a friend. First, it's just a friend.
Mhm.
If you put your love like above everything, you will be needy. So
Mhm.
just reconnect as a friend. If he wants to talk to you, good. If he doesn't want to talk to you, and if he's like still angry for the past, I would just tell you to maybe it's time to move on, unfortunately.
Yeah, great advice. I love that. It was so clear. And yes, go ahead and reach out, talk about something topical. Love it. For the 200 people watching live, that's amazing. Give this video a like, leave us a comment, say hi in the chat. Awesome. A great question from Linda. Should I believe him when he says it's too hurtful to talk to me? He misses me too much. It's a long distance relationship, 3-hour drive. I thought it was the opposite. Guys want to keep in constant contact. Should she believe him when he says it's too hurtful? Should she move on from this man, or what should she do?
Honestly, it's not the relationship expert will talk, it's maybe the man. I don't understand how someone can say it's too hurtful to talk to you because even 3 hours you can drive and meet that person.
Mhm.
So I will feel that this is weird. And when something is weird, I will recommend to be distant because that's like a guy that tries to find an excuse and don't want to hurt you. So I don't know if you were not too needy or maybe you gave him a lot. You know, your relationship was so good during a couple of months and now he lost interest and he tried to find an excuse. This is what seems to me. So remember something when I just want to tell you that when there is something wrong or something that we cannot explain, we have to be distant because there is something that it's a little bit weird. Hearing that, I don't understand his behavior and I feel it's
Yeah.
distant. What do you think?
I thought something sounded weird with this too, so I'm happy we're on the same page with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, if it's too hurtful to talk to you, yeah, something's off there. Something's not right. So Penny had another great question. She says, how long do you mirror for? And when do you call it off or just let him go? I get questions like this all the time. How long should I wait for a man? Of course, I don't think you should ever wait for a man, but how long do you lean back, you know, I would say you would lean back and keep your energy open to other men if you're not in an exclusive relationship with him. So there's no how long should I wait isn't really the right way to think about it. That it's kind of the wrong mindset. I would just say forget about any man who's not coming towards you. If he shows up or steps up, great. If he doesn't, you have to trust that there's a much better man for you right around the corner, ready to come right in. Any thoughts on this question though? You might have a different opinion on that.
No, basically, I'm like, I feel we are really like on the same vision. I like it,
Mhm,
by the way.
mhm,
I just want to say, like, when you ask yourself for how long do you mirror, I
mhm,
can tell you that you will not do the work. You will
mhm.
not work on yourself, try to rebuild your self-confidence, focus on like maybe meeting other men. You will just count the days, like someone in jail, day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4. And not this is not like about personal development. So you will have to mirror until he comes to you. That's it. He has to move for you because you're such an amazing woman. This is another mindset. Now, if in 10 days or 2 weeks or 3 weeks, you want to talk to him because you feel that you have changed and you have grown and you have something to say, yes, you can sometimes do the first step, but just because you feel that you can do it and not because you're still like chasing him, which is like you will not really do the work for yourself.
I love how you put that. Oh my gosh, right? Because none of this is about the effect it's going to have on him. It's about you and connecting to yourself and your own desires and what you want. And then watching this man, hopefully a little more dispassionately, right? That puts you in a place of power where you're not, your mood and the way you feel about yourself and your emotional state isn't so dependent on what happens between this one man, right? Love that. So good. Great question. Sahar says, what is feminine emotional energy? If you're talking about my 3 keys to attract the man you want, my free gift on my website, I can include that in the link in the description. After we're done with this, feminine energy, for those of you who are not familiar with that term, is the part of you that's about being in the moment, leaning back and receiving from a man rather than being up in your head strategizing, always being the one to initiate contact, move things forward, make something happen. That's very masculine energy. You can see I'm leaning forward as I'm doing that. Feminine energy is the opposite. It's about leaning back and just responding in the moment, expressing yourself, and feeling and intuiting what's going on around you, rather than being up in your head and strategizing and constantly trying to make something happen or move the relationship forward. Hopefully that clarified. If you have any other questions about that, let me know. I can answer them. Jacqueline says, my guy is bi and it worries me, even though I know it shouldn't. I just worry that he isn't actually attracted to me when he goes cold. Have you ever worked with women in this situation? I don't know if I ever have. Woman who's involved with a man who's bisexual and then she's worried about it.
So basically, I honestly, I have talked to a lot of people, and most of them it's men that told me, okay, my wife is bisexual. But in this case, Jacqueline, I would just tell you that you should not worry in a relationship. Whatever happened, maybe he's just beautiful, he's rich, he's young, whatever. There is no excuse to worry. A relationship is here to build something. And when I look at your comment, I really recommend you to continue working on yourself to grow your self-confidence. Not let the ones from the past coming back, because that's what leads to the codependency, to the fear of losing someone, and then you will lose him. And that's why I'm so happy to be on Elena's YouTube channel, because she has made so much great content. So you have to continue watching it and apply the advice. That's something that is really, really, really important.
Awesome. Yes. And go check out Alex's channel too. I'll include a link to that if it's not there already. I'll include. Do you mind if we take a few more questions? I know we're a little bit over.
No, sure. I would just tell you that maybe, Elena, we can offer you some of one of my bestsellers. So I wrote a book, The Truth About Love.
Let's talk about that now. Yeah, because I know you're offering it free to my community right now, right?
Exactly. So this is just a bestseller in France, and I just translated in English, and I want you to read this book. So maybe you can just add the link. It's free. You can use it, and I can tell it will help you just rebuild your love life. I've seen so many questions about, okay, but what can I do now because I have to stay home and there is no other men. Ladies, we are in a world where you can use dating app, dating website, or even just social, like social network on Instagram, Facebook. You can connect with people. And so you don't have to meet in person in order to attract people. So even if you have to stay home, or even if you are someone that doesn't like to go out, it's good to meet people. And don't wait, because then you will stay in your situation where you're not trying to find some solutions. No, you have to find a solution to be happy, ladies. That's something really important.
Love that. Yeah, I mean, you could flip it in your mind as how is this situation we're in right now the best time ever to find love and a great guy? I mean, I could list off dozens of reasons. The men that are just players or want to have sex, they're not even going to bother. Women I've talked to said this is a great time to meet a guy, and there's video chat available and all kinds of things. So don't let what's going on right now, keep you stuck in a situation that isn't right for you. So by the way, the ebook or the book that Alex was talking about, the link's in the description right now. So if you want to close the live chat, it's the first link in there. Go get it for free. I also believe you're offering your free report on 7 messages to change a man's behavior. It's all in the same link, right?
Exactly. There is also a video where I explain my vision about how to find, attract, and keep a man. So I try to share with you and give you basically everything that I've learned from the field, from my experience. So yes, I'm trying to give you everything so you can implement.
Yes, both of those are totally free. I signed up, I read them, I thought they were phenomenal. So links in the description. You'll get an email with links to both of those, totally free, no strings attached. Go check those out right now. I believe it's in the comment section too, if you're watching this. Here's a great question from A Waterfall. Do guys think long distance relationships are worth pursuing? If that's the case, how do you rekindle a long distance relationship? I'd love to hear your thoughts on that. I would ask yourself, what is it that's causing you to want to rekindle, a long distance relationship? It could have something to do with your own fears of intimacy, right? Or maybe you truly believe that this is the right man for you. What are your thoughts on this? Do guys think long distance relationships are worth pursuing?
I think that there is no perfect relationship in the world. So
Mm-hmm.
if you feel happy and you have goals, dreams together, a long distance relationship is okay. You know, it's okay because we can still build something even if we are not seeing each other every single day. I've seen people that are staying together every single day and just don't like each other now because of the fact that they were too much together. So I'm not saying that it's good or bad. It's between your personality and what you want in your life. So for me, I would say that it's worth it if you like it and if you feel that you will enjoy it. Now, if you're in a long distance relationship and every single day you wake up with the fear of losing that person or having to miss that person, and it's just too difficult for you and you suffer from this, I will not tell you to continue to pursue this type of relationship.
Okay, great advice. I think that's so great. I just scrolled down and there was a whole bunch of questions that just just popped back up. So I'm just scrolling through these again. It looks like there's a lot of people still watching live. We'll just take a couple more because I know you got to run, Alex. So, but this is so much fun.
It's good.
Love
It's
it.
good. It's good. Don't forget to give the like. Smash the like button, please.
Yes.
Please.
Okay. Okay. Let's see, Linda. Please give it to me straight. I might get a text once a month. Could he really be interested? I would say once a month. No, I wouldn't believe that he would be that interested. Just if you know, to put it bluntly, if there's no kind of forward momentum, once a month text, I would let that one go. What do you think about that?
Yes, basically, you know, if you want to respond to that question, just reverse it. If you like a guy, will you text him just once a month? I am not sure.
Yeah.
Basically, I will not do it. I don't want to influence you, but once a month, this is exactly what we call a lack of respect. So you should just not consider him. And please don't respond to that. You have to change. If you were responding, just don't respond. Try to change the habits. Maybe he will text you more often if he feels that you're not okay with that. If you don't tell him, he will continue. He will think that it's okay. And that's not good. That's really not good.
Yes, totally agree. Let's see. I believe we answered this one, how to reach out without looking like a chaser after being broken up. Alex, I think you said talk about something current, about what's going on in the world right now. Just wanted to reach out and, you know, make sure you're okay. Something like that, right?
Exactly, yeah. If you talk about like a friend, if you talk about like a friend, your positive energy, like nothing happened, basically a man can respond to that. And he can respond really with good energy because he will feel that you're not chasing him. So it's okay.
Yes. Okay. Just do a couple more. Here's a question from Joy. She says his work schedule is over the road. How can we move forward when his schedule is unpredictable due to work? We're not exclusive. The attraction is there for both of us. Mostly I let him call me. I hear about this all the time. You know, man has a busy work schedule. Any tips on how to get a busy man to prioritize you and move things forward, or would you go a different route with this one?
So I'm just concerned with the words, we are not exclusive. I fear that when we say we are not exclusive, it's more like it doesn't want to commit to a relationship. I'm not sure you will be okay with that, Joy. And so if you're not exclusive, that would be difficult to move forward because he cannot just invest himself in your relationship. I'm not saying that you have to put pressure on a man, but as Elena said, if you give everything and you sleep with him, why do you want him to be involved? Like, I am a guy that is working a lot. But when I talk about my fiance, I will really respect everything because I know that I can lose her, and I know also that I have to make her happy. That's my mission as a man. So I don't want to influence you, but sometimes, ladies, you go into like relationship with the bad foundation, and then you realize that, oh, but because he's working too much, or because he's divorced, or because he has kids, that's just excuses. I'm sorry to tell you that. The reality is just simple. I found that you sometimes give a lot to a man. So Joy, I will tell you, let him come to you, but next time challenge him. When he wants to see you, you say no to what he would propose to you. You will have to ask him to do something different. He needs to put his mind into what can I do to attract her. That's something really important.
So great. I love just getting that reminder from a man's perspective. So important. If we missed your questions, maybe after this is over, post them down below in the comment section. We can go through. I have a bunch of them jumped up and now I can't get to them because they're too high up. According to your amazing opinions, I should make some distance. Helena, please elaborate on feminine emotions. Make a video. Yes, actually I have literally hundreds of videos on my channel on feminine energy. I believe I have a playlist just on feminine energy. There's probably like 200 or so videos in there. So feel free to go check those out, but I'm always making more videos on that. So thank you for the suggestion. Kelly says, first time tuning in. So happy to have you. Courtney, hundreds watching. Give the video a like, people. I love that. Yes, don't forget to like this video. Feel free to share it too for anyone you think it might benefit. We all know someone who's kind of stuck on a man where they're in this pattern where there's attraction, but then he goes distant, right? Love always says he was so flirty and into me, then all of a sudden he's cold as could be, then he starts talking to me again. Yeah, that's exactly what we were talking about. So hopefully you caught the beginning of this. If you didn't, it will post as soon as we're done. Let's see. For a lot of people, first time. Yes, good information. Elda says, we got close over 3 months, but he wants to wait to be my official boyfriend after we meet face to face. Yeah, I think that's reasonable, right? If you're not actually meeting up in person right now. So Joy says your response was very helpful. You're welcome. And I know we're over on time. So let's, is there anything else you want to say on this topic? You just shared so much stuff. I actually can't wait to go back and watch it myself because I thought everything you shared was just pure gold. So thank you for being here. And yeah, any last words of wisdom on this topic?
No, I just want to finish by saying that, ladies, you deserve more. You're just an amazing person. I know it because I coach you. And just please apply these tips. Apply what we have talked. It's not just to entertain you, and continue to follow Elena's YouTube channel because that will give you a lot of good tips to change, not just to know about it, but to apply. And I can guarantee you that you can have a good guy in your hands and a healthy relationship.
Absolutely. I'm going to include a link to your YouTube channel too, because I know you have so many amazing videos. And please go check out Alex's best-selling book. He's offering it totally free right now to my community. You'll also get his free report on the 7 messages to change a man's behavior. I read both of them. I thought they were phenomenal. So go check it out, totally free. The link's in the description. It's just one link. Put your email address in. You'll get sent immediately both of those books. Totally free, no strings attached. Is there any other programs that you're offering right now, Alex, before we close out? I'm sure people will be interested.
So I have a special video training that is called How to Find, Attract, and Keep the Man of Your Life. This is a real special video where I talk about the steps to follow in order to attract really the guy that you want, not someone that you don't have love. But also how to understand the man. I'm like giving you everything that needs to be applied in order to not have a guy that is interested and then become distant. So if you're in this situation, I think that you will find this product, this really video training, amazing. You can start just with a free product, but then after that, I will recommend you to jump into this product.
Awesome. Yes. Okay. So start with the free books and then you can go from there. I'll include a link to everything in the description. Thank you so much again. This was phenomenal. I can't even imagine doing a live stream in a different language. So
yeah, that was my first live like this in English.
It really?
It's not easy. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
I challenge myself. It's not easy, but I found that we have a good chemistry and this video will be helpful. So thanks so much for having me, Elena, because I really appreciate this.
Oh my gosh.
I will bring you on my YouTube channel.
I would love that. Look, everyone's appreciating you too. Sahar says, just love you, Alex. Really appreciate. Happy to see you for the first time. Yeah, everyone was saying, this is the first time I've seen Alex live. So I'm so honored. I love that. And very impressive with English not being your first language. But everything you said was so amazing and spot on. So can't wait to go check this out. You're very welcome to everyone. You guys are so sweet. Have a wonderful rest of the week. And Alex, this was great. Let's definitely do this again soon. Thanks for being here.
Sure. Thanks so much, Elena. Take care, guys. Bye-bye.
Bye.